I want to let you know, based on experience, based on what I've observed, based on just going through it myself, that you are going to have, there's a reason in the title of this video, I put the greatest ROI you can have or you can make, okay? And this is what I'm going to say. Listen to me carefully. If you take and you put all your effort into one thing, if you want to have the greatest ROI on something, that is going to be by putting your time and energy into learning sales, okay? Now, I'm not going to go on a rant about like why. I'm not here to convince you. I hope you know by now, okay? But you are 100, if not 1,000, if not 10,000 times better off spending all of your time going into sales and learning sales and mastering sales and learning the nuances. The ROI on learning that skill set is greater than any single investment you can make. Like, it's insane. Okay. And again, this isn't the time or place. I'm not here to convince you. Okay. I don't need to. You're here. We're talking sales. Okay. And I want to give you a quick example. I've talked about two people in different calls before, but I got two friends. Okay. One of these people is somebody that I grew up in the same town as, much older than me. We ended up kind of doing some deals about 3 years ago, right when I had my shit blow up and I was in debt and I was like, dude, I got to do something. And I started doing SEO. There was this guy and he grew up in the same town as me. Okay. And he's super freaking smart. And I've talked to this guy before. He's so smart. Like, if you ask me 1 to 10 how intelligent this guy is, especially with SEO, he's an 11. Like, and I don't mean that lightly. He knows enough that he knows enough that it scares me. Like, he knows enough that I know he could do some serious damage, some irreparable damage on my business, on my family. Like, he knows a lot. He's very intelligent. Okay. So when I got back into SEO because my software business took a shit, I ended up working out. I talked to him. I'm like, let's go to lunch. I could tell he was smart. I knew he knew his thing. And I knew from the beginning I wasn't that technically smart. So I said, dude, why don't we just do a little partnership here? Okay. I'm going to bring in the deals. You're going to do the SEO and we're going to do this partnership. Okay. And we did a couple deals together. He handled the SEO. He's very smart. And it was nice having him because I could literally go after anybody. Didn't matter what the client, didn't matter what the industry. And I knew he was going to rank it. Okay. However, whatever happened, he got sick. We had a couple deals go sideways because he got sick and it was kind of straining some of my relationships. It just didn't work out. Okay. Long story short, here's what happened with this guy. We had a client that was paying us $4,000 a month. This is an accounting client. Okay. Not my favorite niche. I'll never go into it again, but they were paying us $4,000. And at the time, that was a lot of money. I was making, let's say $1,800 net. He was making $1,800 net. And I was really, really stoked. Well, this client came to us and they're like, hey, we're paying you guys enough money where it makes more sense for us to just go and find somebody full-time to do what you're doing instead of paying you guys. So he calls me like a day later and he goes, hey, Nick, he's like, I don't want to go behind your back. And he was really good about this. He's like, I don't want to go behind your back, but he's like, I'm thinking about applying for that job. I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, no, I need the security. I need the whole thing. What, blah, blah, blah. And he ends up going and doing the interview and getting the job. So I lost the client. He lost the client, but he took the job. Okay. This guy, I'm not kidding you, is one of the most intelligent people I have ever met in my life. He knows backlinking. He knows, I mean, his PBN skills, his ability. I mean, it is so insane. Like, I could go on and just blow your mind with some of the stuff this guy knows. Okay. To this day, okay, that's been 5 years now. That guy is still making $6,000 per month. $6,000 per month. Guess what he was making when we teamed up? $6,000 per month. He was like 45 years old. Now he's close to 50. Still making the same fucking money, okay? Still making the same money 5 years later. And I have made millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay? And he is way smarter. Compared to him, I'm a 1 on technical, okay? I'm going to contrast that. I'm going to give a quick shout out. I'm going to contrast that guy with Dave, the guy that I've interviewed. He's my buddy. We was on the call last week. He does a lot of the application calls. Dave literally called me in November, never even knew anything about Rank and Rent. He's been doing door-to-door sales and mortgages and all this shit. And he saw the whole thing coming. He calls me and he says, what should I do? And I said, well, you should do rank and rent because that's what I'm doing. And it's a good idea. And go ahead and jump in. Dave jumped in and he's focused on the sales. He's completely 100% focused on the sales. He does know how to do content. He does know how to do backlinks, but not well. Okay. In fact, he just called me today. He found a content writer and he's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I have that piece of the puzzle just kind of like outsourced. He does not know sales. Compared to this guy, he is a 1. He is a 1 compared to him on technical. And here's what's wild. Okay. Dave, you guys know Dave Stevens. He just called me yesterday. He just hit $6,000 per month in his lead gen business. He's actually on an appointment. I think he's on a call right this second, unless it ended early. He hit me up. He was on a call doing another close. He will be at 10K, no questions asked by the end of August. Okay. And the difference is one guy is a 10 on technical. One guy is literally a 1, maybe a 2 at this point. Okay. Like I know just a little bit more than him, but he's just right there with me. But the difference is Dave focused on sales. He knows how to sell. He spent 8 years going door to door, learning this craft. He then went into mortgages and he learned how to sell even better and how to sell that product. And then he came into this and he started building some sites and he called me and said, Nick, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I building all these sites? I need to be selling. I don't want to be racking up this debt. So he comes in this program. And within 5 weeks, he has 3 deals and now he's at 6K. So I just want to remind you guys, okay, it took Dave from the time he joined this till now, which has been 2 months, April, May, been 3 months. He can get to 6K in 3 months from 0. Okay. The other guy has been at 6K his whole entire life. He's still at 6K and I guarantee he will die at 6K. Okay. And Dave ain't that smart. Okay. He's just like me. So if you guys are going to spend 5 minutes studying something, if you're going to choose something to watch on YouTube, if you're going to listen to a podcast, just consider focusing on sales. Okay. So all I want to say is the smartest guys I know versus the guys that know how to sell. And I mean, guys, girls, everything. If you're going to spend your time learning something well, if you guys right now with whatever technical skills you have, if you think you're a 1 or if you think you're a 10, if you just stop fucking worrying about technical and about getting that much better at backlinking and this and the rest, and you just spent that same time and energy learning sales and getting better at sales and watching the training and doing role plays, you guys would see the biggest jump in your revenue. Okay. But some of you guys, I know it's uncomfortable for you. I get it. Okay. So all I want to say to start this is I'm pleading with you, master this craft, master this craft. This is the best money you could spend. This is the best investment on your time that you could spend. It's not going and buying crypto or going and buying a single family home or buying NFTs. That's not the biggest return I've ever had on my money. My time has been learning this skill set. Okay. So learn sales.